back to my channel. This is Lindy, aka Paleobarbie, if you're new here. Thanks for stopping by. If you would give me a big thumbs up and hit that bell so that you can get notifications about future recipes, and it really helps out my channel. Thanks a lot. Today we're going to be making a artichoke, spinach, Italian chicken breast in the crock pot with some cheesy tomato slices in the oven to go along with it as a side dish. So let's get this recipe started. Alright guys, for this recipe you're going to need some chicken breast. I'm doing them in the crock pot, but you could easily do them in an Instant Pot or whatever you want to do them in. I've also got some artichokes that are marinated in olive oil, so I'm not going to add any oils because that oil will come from there. I've got the red pepper flakes, some basil, some rosemary, some garlic, pink salt, and some black pepper, and I'm also going to throw some spinach in there that needs to get used. I'm going to serve this along with some tomatoes, so I'm not going to add any tomato sauce to this. And then we're going to have some Parmesan and mozzarella cheese on top of both these and this and the tomatoes. So I'm going to throw all this in the crock pot and show it to you, and then we'll show you what we do with the tomatoes. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon or so of the chopped freeze-dried onions from Thrive Life. Alright, I put a ton of spinach down at the bottom. As we know, this is going to shrink up. And these are big chicken breasts, so this spinach will go a long ways for servings. Alright, I put the chicken breast right on top of the spinach. These still could use a little bit more defrosting, so they may take a little bit longer to cook. I'm going to cook it on high because I work tonight. But normally I would have put it out the night before when I have this big of a pack, just so it can defrost. I don't like defrosting them all the way in the microwave because then you get parts of the chicken that are cooked and parts that are still kind of frozen and some that are thawed out. So I went through one cycle, and I'm gonna just keep them like this because I think they'll be fine in the crock pot. Also, they'll produce some more juice on top of all this. So now I'm gonna put my seasoning and my artichokes in here. Alright, so everybody's in the hot tub. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on it, and I'm gonna cook this on high for 3 hours and check on it. But if your chicken breasts are low or already defrosted, you could probably cook this on low all day for 4 to 5 hours, and it'd be perfect. Or a little bit less if you don't want them to fall apart. I added a lot of seasoning because I know that these are going to cook out a lot of juice, and I wanted it not to take up the flavor away from the chicken. So I went ahead and seasoned them really well with all my seasonings. So I'm going to get the lid on this and get these cooking. Alright, the chicken is done. It took 4 hours on high, and that was with them partially frozen. So if you did it on low, a little bit longer, give or take, because if your chicken's not frozen, partially frozen or whatever. This would be really good over some pasta if you're going to do it with pasta or palmini noodles, something like that, with the juices in here. But I'm going to just serve it with these sliced tomatoes and some cheese. Alright, so I've sliced some tomatoes up. I put all the same seasonings on here. I'm going to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil, top them with some cheese, and then put them in a 350 preheated oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm just going to drizzle, and then we're going to put the cheese on. Alright, I've got the parm on. Now I'm going to put some mozzarella on top of that. Alright, mozzarella's on. Now it's going in the oven until nice and gooey and bubbly and yummo. Can't wait. Okay, so here's the chicken. I'm going to pack mine up to take to work. So I'm put some of the artichokes and spinach and the chicken in here. A little bit of the juice, not much. I'm going to top this with the cheese, put the lid on it. That way it will just naturally melt on top, and that it will be delicious with those tomatoes. Alright, the tomatoes are out of the oven. They look delicious. They're going to go so good with this chicken. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you make it, let me know down below in the comments. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.